years. I missed his face. Is that weird? Am I a little weird for missing his face? Should I call him a ma'am again? No? Sorry. Hey, Richard?
Goodbye. Get out of here.
Richard.
You've been 86 from the store. Goodbye.
I just want to say I'm sorry. I apologize. We started off on the wrong foot. I just wanted to apologize to you. Here, I wanted to give you this as an apology.
Nope, I can't take it.
Richard, I'm sorry.
I can't take it.
You
My
can't?
job's worth a lot more than that.
Yes, sir, I understand. I'd just like to apologize, give my sincerest apologies. We start off on the wrong foot. We can be friends.
Nope.
Can I please give you this cash? And
No.
All right, sir. I apologize. See, I wanted to give him $1,000. He wouldn't take it either.
Ruined lifetime. Don't you understand that? By the way, it's 3:27 in the morning, the 20th of November. Killing my mother's birthday is next week. Oh my God. Oh, Deon, I know it's getting close. It is. And it's on a Thursday, right? If I haven't said so already. This boy that you see here, right? His name is Kanasadi. I guess that's his full name or his nickname, whatever. But his name is Khan. He is a 22-year-old Afghan boy from Denver, Colorado, that you could tell based off the flag. Well, if you're not American, right, or even some Americans, you probably don't remember what the flag looks like. And this is basically a video that he thought was a great idea. I think he should have done it properly, or at least having the camera or the camera rolling in his pocket, so that he won't embarrass me. He's known for a lot of, let's just say, inappropriate pranks that I've been seeing in the past. Plus, I thought at first he was hot. I'm guilty of that, right? Well, I know he was irritating, but he's really tall, right? Even though height has something to do with it. Also, well, I don't know. Maybe just to distract myself and just get my mind off of, especially what's going on in my life with Wesley, which I'll talk about near the end again, right? I'm sorry, that's really random. And basically, this clip, right, really caught my attention because of how he would used to go to Walmart, does to harass random workers are trying to do their best to get by, which he is far from the only PrankTuber that basically acts like this, because he knows that he would get popularity out of it, even though he did give money away. Well, so Mr. Beast, and I don't even like him. So Conwell, he's another example. And it really, really, really irritates me, and really, really, it's heartbreaking for him to basically have Richard, that's his name, right, which is a cashier at, when you go to the 20 items or less line, when you buy your groceries out of Walmart, to basically have people make fun of him because he doesn't like to be called a man. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like when man, no offense, okay, for you boys out there, you call me man, bro, or dude. I don't like that. But all my girls doing it because I like to break that the general's pause. Let's just say when men or boys talk to me like that, in a threatening way. If you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Well, unless I knew you really well. I don't mind. Or if you're my brother, of course, I don't know. Okay, I have bad flashbacks. I think it's like a black guy to say, don't look at me, bro, or whatever. I really wasn't. He was a black man, right? Shopping with his mother at a, Deon, I think it was like a Fallas, which is like some type of discount clothing store that we actually had. And I'm just that like example, not to mention Hispanics. Well, they didn't make me a faggot once. So yeah, there's a good example. And I want to basically expose him for this because I did check his TikYuck, right? That video of him just filming Richard, right, and saying, oh yeah, he won't take $1,000. I'll definitely explain that in a minute. It went viral. I did close the tab, sadly, but let's just say I have read really disturbing comments. I'm sure some of them are children, but still, though, they can't be talking like that. Eric is 9, by the way, and he doesn't talk like that. So it may be parenting that they need to be held responsible for this. I don't know. Or if they're teens, well, that's really problematic. I've seen one person that thought they teased Richard as though he looks like the father, Richard Gumball, or Richard Watterson, excuse me, from the Music World of Gumball, because yeah, he's heavy set, right? So, okay, and how they're teasing him because he's ugly looking. Well, I would have seen it as attractive. Okay, unattractive, not attractive. Sorry. Okay, so what if he is ugly, right? He's just. Basically, he has a really, really attractive heart. I can tell. because he loves his job, or maybe he doesn't love his job, but this is the way for him to basically get by to make a living. And for him to basically reject the $1,000, I just want to say this for Khan. Han, you can't be doing this, okay? I'm sorry. Just because you give him money, it doesn't give you the human right for forgiveness. I'm sorry. You basically did ruin his life. Because the reason why he would the money, because it is a Walmart policy, right? Which I didn't know, actually. I guess because of counterfeit, possibly. That if you take the money, you would get fired. Also, my older brother, Antonio, right? Or Tonio, for short. He used to work at a Walmart, right? And let's just say that when he used to sell for shelves, he got fired because he took like $10 extra out of a ATM machine. I think that's dumb. And basically, Khan could easily would cost his job. And his life as well. Because, oh, yeah, he's ugly. Well, yeah, so what if he is? Okay, because, yeah, there's no such thing as everyone's beautiful. If that was the case, then Scarlett Johansson and Taylor Lautner, just to name 200 people, wouldn't be considered attractive, right? I'm not attractive. I'm ugly, or well below average. I work myself at 3. And, Deon, that's okay, hon. It's okay. Yeah, because you don't like to be called attractive, even though you get rejected a lot. Or you wouldn't date you, right? Well, no, because you're ace. It makes sense, right? I accept it, right? Okay, fine. People don't think I don't see out 3. 4 then. Okay? Well, 3.9. I don't know. Okay? Not 6.9, 3.9. Okay? And as someone that is unattractive, okay? I have so much sympathy for people that aren't attractive compared. Well, just because someone's attractive doesn't mean they deserve to get either. No one does. How about that? I've heard the stupid TikYuck trend that you want to film someone that's because they're ugly, right? Just to get views off of them and money, so to speak, and you have people laughing at them. This should be illegal, in my opinion, right? Well, here in the U.S., it's not illegal if you film someone in public, but I see why in other countries it is illegal if you do this. Because I'm sure if you did it in Germany, well, he'd probably get in big trouble for it. I don't know. Okay? Definitely in Saudi Arabia, absolutely. But I just don't get why he's doing this. You're a 22-year-old grown man from Colorado, right? That basically gets popular out of doing really childish pranks out of people. I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. It's just so odd to me that he acts like this, right? And just seeing how Richard is getting popular, not for the great reasons, but for the concerning reasons, because people, if they would see him at Walmart, they probably would tease him. I don't want that happening. I don't. And it's ironic because I did see both 2 videos of him that he uploaded. One 2 weeks ago, which sadly for my Arizonans, you're not gonna like hearing this. He was in our state. He was. I know there's some fans though, but I think a couple of them were young, so I get that. But my glob in the land of, ooh, why on earth did you snake hold by air down here? Why? And you know what? When I heard that they had an Airbnb, no, I literally did that, right? No way, I thought it was that was a house, because if they bought a house here, I want them out of here. I don't want them in my state. I want them out of here. I love Colorado. For my Coloradians, if I ever have any, I'm so sorry if you have to see this. However, if you're a fan and you're offended, you'll screenshot it. And if you're thinking if I'm invading your privacy, well, you're the one that decided to basically come to my turf. Okay? That I reckon. I decided to say this, okay, because yes, and 2 days ago, I think this was the video that I watched, because they did a Halloween one of one of his friends that was dressing up as a penis. I don't know how that's appropriate, but whatever, at least my people out here, my Arizonans, don't mind that, because we do like to have humor. However, though, another incident, which I'll get back to Richard in a sec, of how they had this crazy toy doll prank that would say the N-word and saying, oh yeah, well, when they teen, you know, I'm gonna show some P-word, you know what I mean by that, right? And what's really concerning, and I think this should be predatory, I don't know, okay? You literally have a mother, her daughter, and I think maybe her granddaughter that's sitting in that grocery cart. You can't be doing that. Okay, that is so disturbing, and really disgusting of Colin to do that. That is a young girl. She looks like she's 3. She doesn't need to be hearing that. She's an infant line. And defending his conscience shirtless, just to get that out there. But I forgot what video it is. Hey, again, his name is Khan. Khan. This is his name, right? You should be able to basically find his channel. And I just don't believe this, that he gets a lot of views off of this. He's a nice Airbnb, well, for amazing men, or amazing unattractive men, similar to Richard, okay, that have to just, he's still working there 2 years later. And you got Colin that is basically just traveling, well, not throughout the country, but you know what I mean. He's doing a lot of things that Richard will probably never be able to do in his lifetime, right? And basically, probably 5 million by now people, which I don't know what's the percentage. I don't know, maybe 80% are probably laughing at him just because, oh, he's ugly. That's not his mistake. And so what if he basically has a little bit of weight? Okay, he's still working there just to get by. Colin doesn't acknowledge that for people here in the United States of America, just because we are, what, one of the richest countries on earth? I think we are, Deon, I think we are the richest, yeah. We surely could be the poorest. Well, you know what I mean, right? Or the poorest of the Western America. I don't know, okay, that's a bad example. You know what I mean, right? By work ethic, so to speak, right? That people have to just do their best to work day by day by day. And then if they lose their job, they could be homeless, you know, including their children. Maybe CPS maybe be called. They can't afford the hospital bill. You don't know. And that man, I don't know how many, I think he has over 1 million, so he has a lot. I haven't bothered checking. I think that's why I didn't want to bother downloading the video. Plus, I don't want to screenshot all of this because the MapBook freeze. It's outdated. But my glob. This is what I don't like about these dark pranksters or some of these puppet YouTubers, right? They're thinking that you're gonna die like the rest of us. You know that the red giant's gonna engulf us, right? We're all gonna die. I'll try to see it in a peaceful way. Well, different periods. I always wonder how it's like if it, like in the year, I don't know, 3,333,336,329 or 69,000. Okay, that a baby would be born and then, well, the earth will be swallowed by the red giant. I can imagine what I'll be like. I don't know, I'm just making that up. You know, you get where I'm coming from, right? I watch Futurama a lot, okay? But I just don't get why. And not to mention, I didn't see him and his buddies that would do those stupid, you know, those restaurant prank calls, like when you hook up on the intercom. That should be illegal because you basically are interfering with business, which should be a public disturbance as well, and basically speaking inappropriately, which I don't really understand, which the cops should be called. I had to drink some apple juice very quick. And you have these fans that would just, you know, eat it up because they like it. I don't like it. If that makes me a loser or a wuss, then I'm proud to be a wuss. Oh, what, because I like boy? I guess so, then. Alright, at least I took it up in the butt. And actually, that wasn't by choice, either. So I know how that's like. Now, I'm sorry, that's a weird example. Anyway, what I'm just trying to say is, there needs to be a GoFundMe for Richard. Because, literally, I did check this TikYuck, okay? It was only up for 16 hours. And it went viral. I have never seen that many views on a TikTok. Well, again, I only care about that app. I don't give a what's his fin. But having that many, I thought 400,000 would be a lot. But 10 times that? Literally, he's the target now. And I didn't say this for Khan. Apologizing doesn't change anything. You ruined his life. Okay? Yeah, he's allowed to hold a grudge because you filmed him. You put it up online on your YouTube channel. And now people are thinking, oh yeah, this little gobble, right? I know they're going to say something like that, right? I'm just giving an example because, yeah, he may have like a double chin or whatever. Or, yeah, he's a little bit obese, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, that's inappropriate. Well, like this, basically, this big, obese man, right? People are going to say comments like that. And what's really funny, though, a random driver, I think it's like a mother and her son, I don't know, they look like they're native, I can't tell, but they may be Hispanic. He basically gave them $200, which is so funny that he did. $1,000, like, first off, it's not going to be enough. Second, you basically costing his job. And thirdly, why do you have to film again? You could at least maybe just have the audio, for example, not just filming him again. Well, if you want to get proof. Because at least where I'm from, we have a one-party consent state. I don't know how it is in Colorado. I'm not sure if this is like an actual thing, but I looked it up, right? I think that's part of why I don't have issues with this here. Plus, well, I think it should be globally or nationwide. You could basically film a conversation, like blanket the audio without someone's consent, right? I think that depends, like in really private companies or whatever. You're allowed to do that. Now, if I was in California or Florida, I'll have to ask permission. I think. I don't know. We're not talking about public. We're talking about, let's just say if you're inside of a company or a building. I think. I'm not sure. Like, especially if you do phone calls, you can't really record it, I believe. Again, I don't know. I just look it up and, you know, because I'm really curious about this law stuff, and I want to respect it, I guess. Because I did it before. I could basically film someone's phone. I'm not sure how it's like in other states. Like, even a great viewer of mine from next door to me, Darren, I even asked permission. I'm sure he didn't mind, but I want to be respectful, right, to his state's law. A.K.A., well, the one right next door to me. Not up north, not Nevada. The one right next door on the left. If you know what I mean. But what I'm just trying to say is, this is really getting out of hand. This is why people don't like to go out in public. This is why they feel so depressed, right? They feel misunderstood. And people say, oh, yeah, well, suck it up, you know, go to the gym or whatever. You might as well tell me that, oh, I need to turn white if I want to be seen white. That's you, unless you talk about kill me. Jackson, you want to type really dark tan to the point that gets cancer. No! You might as well just tell me that I should basically drink vodka kidney filler. Because, oh, you like bothering it? Next evil. I'm fine. So I did just get this out of my system because, you know what, I had enough with this boy. And there was another video that I wanted to share as well. But you know what, I think this is more important first because, again, he's going viral over this. And I just don't get why these YouTubers would just do this. You know, it does not make any sense to me. It doesn't. You know, I was watching a video about, I think about like appearances or something. Dating by body by Strawberry Park, and also I think not the black guy in the middle, you know, he's cute, but the one next to him starts with the end. He's kind of hot. I'm sorry, he's really tall too. I would love to see him stretch, but sorry, he's Mexican, right? He's a giant. So again, I have a weak heart for tall men. I get scared of tall men. I'm sorry, I do. Like if you're attractive, you know what? No, what are the devils attractive? No offense, I don't want to see attractive people as evil. No. Okay? And people may think he's just average. If that helps. And the funny thing is, for Strawberry Park, they got over 1 million subs, right? 1.43 million. And the video that they did 3 days ago, what would you do if someone sucked your mom? I think I was posted a stupid Darman video. It's so poorly, only got 14,000 views. Not good. So their channel is not as popular. I don't know what happened for people not to watch it anymore. I thought they were interesting. So, who knows? But basically, what I'm trying to say is that these channels, especially since I have my channel terminated just because I want to talk about men's stomach. It's just so funny. At YouTube, they comment on that amazing British YouTuber, though. Well, okay, not a minute. Oh, he's great. Man, they have such, maybe a bot. It's YouTubers, they must, no wonder they're supporting these pranksters because, yeah, they're popular and they get money. Well, my guess, okay? And I guess you could say favoritism. I heard about Korean Kenshin, even though I'm not a fan of him, though, but I've been hearing about it in the past. That's where it comes from. And I'll look this up right now, okay, just to save all of you time. And from this day, I'm sorry I'm talking so long. I want to make this short, but I just had to go in more detail because I may want to ask something later. He currently has 866,000 subscribers, right? And basically, the video 2 days ago is, excuse me, ma'am. He's making fun of that man just because, what? His voice is feminine. Well, my voice is feminine. I mean, I don't mind being called ma'am. you know, I don't mind. However, though, that man, he does mind. And that is a valid feeling to basically feel. Okay? And it has 605,000 views. That's a lot. I don't know what's wrong with this boy. And again, he's 22, right? I guess because, what, he's hot? I don't know. Even if he wasn't. But you know what I mean, right? Especially since he is here in my state, I want him here. Because if I sort of boo it, if he's here, I want him out. I want him, I'm just glad that he's not renting, or boo it forbid, buying a house out here. Again, it was in this video, right? It was somewhere out here. It's outside of Phoenix. I could tell because of the cactuses. I don't know where it is, though. But I'm just devastated that he decided to have an Airbnb. I don't want him here. I don't know how long someone could live in an Airbnb. I don't know. I try to know what an Airbnb is. I don't really fall to that stuff, right? It's like if you're in a hotel, but not exactly, I believe. It's like someone's like home or something. I don't know. Okay, I think that's what it means. And just to give more proof for my Arizonans out here, because I know Shelby and Francis and Jerry, you know, he lives in Kentucky now. I want to hear about this. He basically, for that weird penis costume one of his friends did. Oh, I want to share this as a bonus, okay? I think those boys, even though they should be held accountable for this, they made a 911 prank call. That should be illegal. That should be a felony. Saying that, oh yeah, this house is too loud. Well, so what? They're a bit loud. Okay? It was Halloween and they had like a party. It's not like they're causing an actual disturbance. Okay? I know, because where I live here, it's pretty common, especially since it's like a Mexican neighborhood, or at least where my brother and I used to live. Right? I would hear some loud, like, it wasn't so loud, right? Plus, I'm used to it. And I'm sure other that, but if that was the case, I'm sure the police would have been called a long time ago. And I just don't know why they did it. But, basically, those two boys that dress up as officers, I see why it would be considered legal. It shouldn't be, but I can see why people would see it that way. They did bring up that Khan and his other weirdo friends, they were in Pinal County. So, for those two boys, I think they should be held accountable as well. I don't know. But thank you a lot for basically telling the county. You know, I'm surprised that our sheriff, that Mason sheriff, that basically would, well, he only does highway patrol, wouldn't be seeing this or seeing that video. Because, yeah, Pinal County is one of our counties. It's pretty big, right? Again, our state, we only have, Deon, I think it's not a lot. We have 14 counties compared to, let's just say, like Pennsylvania, that's smaller than us. They got over, I don't know, 90, right? So, yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. Because we are one of the youngest states, right? Well, yeah, we kind of are. Well, in the lower 48s, we are the youngest. So, it's basically outside. It's like, well, Maricopa, I believe. I'm not sure, though. Again, Pinal County. Okay? I forget where Maricopa is. It's one of our smaller cities here. Okay? But I could tell by the landmark that we have the cactuses and palm trees. I'm thinking, oh my, why is he here in my state? Why? You know, I just, oh my glob. But I just wanted to have everyone be aware, because this is not okay behavior. This should be illegal what he's doing. And honestly, he should get his YouTube channel removed for this. Or at least his TikYuck, right? My opinion, I know it's a joke because he didn't assault him or anything. But he should be monitored. Because this is out of hand, okay? Again, Khan, you ruined the man's life. You did. Okay? I feel so awful for him right now. Okay? I don't blame him. It'd be like if I was meeting my rapist for the first time. Okay, that's different. A bully in high school, Ricardo Lopez. I want to get away from him after how he would act homophobic around me, but he would act gay around his buddies, right? Back when we were at the Glendale College Preparatory High School. So yeah, I don't know why people like this. Other than that, I can't believe it's almost 4 o'clock, but I just want to get this out of my system. And you know what? I just want to, because YouTube, believe it or not, just to be off topic, they removed my video. Well, they didn't remove that. They age restricted because of he blocked me about my crush, Rosalie, right? Just because I revealed a little bit of a stomach. You know what, YouTube? How about this? I'll just show an image of Rosalie's Lonely again, because it's hot, even though I'm still deeply heartbroken that he blocked me. I love when boys do that. I do. People think that's gross. That's fine. Okay? Like, if you thinking someone's ugly, well, yeah, as cliche as it is, I find it hot. I do. I really do. I would love to meet a boy like him that can do that. Not to mention she's kind of chubby. That's kind of nice. Oh, man, why do you have to block me? Anyway, I wish he could just tell me first. But he doesn't want to talk anymore. I would understand it, but whatever. Enough said. 25.